It's one of the 7 wonders of the natural world. The Great Barrier Reef, 1,500 miles long and covering an area the size of the British Isles, is the only living thing on Earth that can be seen from space. Underwater, it's another world, richly populated with marine life and dependent on the 360 types of coral as part of the ocean's food chain. Its beauty draws visitors from across the globe.
Just being so close to nature and also knowing that this is one of the World Heritage Sites, I think just the experience itself is pretty amazing.
You know, it's just in a different world out there.
But its size is no barrier to the effect of rising ocean temperatures, and the country which is supposed to protect it is still arguing over how big a problem global warming really is. A new report says action must be taken imminently to avert a natural disaster.
Well, we were just talking about the section on the Great Barrier Reef.
But while politicians continue to argue about a carbon trading scheme to reduce pollution, marine experts think they may have to plan for the worst. So scientists have come up with an insurance policy to protect the future of the reef. Samples from some of the hundreds of varieties of coral are to be collected and cryogenically frozen to preserve them, just in case the species is wiped out. Freezing specimens could maintain life forever, even though only a slight rise in the planet's temperature is enough to kill the coral.
Obviously, warmer temperatures are a threat to corals. If they bleach too frequently, reefs stop growing and start eroding. The only thing keeping the reef here is the fact that corals are still growing all the time. So if the growth is actually slower than the erosion, then the reefs start to get smaller or break up.
Climate change will also bring a greater risk of cyclones, which cause further damage. At low tide, much of the reef is exposed.
And one of the forecasts with global warming is that we may get more intense cyclones in this part of the world, so we may get more damage to reefs due to those. So it's all happening all at the same time.
It used to be said that the biggest threat to the reef came from its greatest admirers. Mass tourism risks further erosion, though all visitors pay a levy which goes to maintaining the reef. Australians are being urged to make tough choices to reduce the country's carbon emissions so that future generations can continue to appreciate one of the planet's most stunning sights. Ian Woods, Sky News, on the Great Barrier Reef. Ian Woods, 5 News, on the Great Barrier Reef.